The M11 link road in East London has finally opened after 10 years of protest and delay. The first cars took to the tarmac at Wanstead months after the route was completed. It cost £360 million and connects the M11 with the Blackwall Tunnel. During construction, the area became known as Leytonstonia as environmental campaigners tried to stop the building work.
In hindsight, if you look back, you knew it was always going to happen. But it didn't happen in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, is it? It started in the 90s.
That whole year of 1994 was so intense and there was so much going on. I was so caught up with it and everything that it meant, and I was going down the whole time and I was meeting people. And it was just an incredibly urgent project.
Before we started these protests, people thought, well, the road's just a line on a map between A and B. They didn't think of all the things that were, demolished and all the countryside and what they were losing. And it really brought home to the public what building a road means.
We thought the people that the elite would always look after us. The elite just spat on us and treated us like filth.
They were very clever. They set up the link office. They recruited a local man, so everybody was familiar with them, and to tell you that it was all for the good of the community and we'd all get wonderful compensation, It's so cleverly done. I'm not saying you're duped, but you're duped. There was different options. They had all these models in the link office, and it was going to be, now, is it going to be an underpass outside the window of the council estate dwellers, or is it going to be a flyover over the local golf course? Now, hang on, we know straight away it's going to be outside our door.
As we pointed out, there were lots and lots of issues, but one of them was you're demolishing 350 houses. The other is you're dividing communities up because there was a great road in the middle. And health implications, asthma, it all kind of fed into this. So it was stop this one road because we don't want this one community ruined, but it had world kind of implications. The major tree was the tree on George Green. And it wasn't very tall, but it was 300 years old, and we didn't see where it should be cut down. And the people that lived there had heard that they were going to make a tunnel under the green. But it turned out it was a cut-and-covered tunnel. So the tree was going to get cut down. So there was a massive tree house and lots of banners, and we stood around there, and that was a focal point of the protest.
There was 5 people living in the chestnut tree. And they built a tree house, and the fantastic thing they did is they put a post box on the chestnut tree, which meant it became a legal dwelling because people sent letters of support to the people living in the chestnut tree. And when this went to court, the barrister that was representing the protesters actually said that it meant that they had to go for the eviction process, so it would be a longer process. They couldn't just fell the tree, they had to go through the legal process of taking out an eviction notice, so it gave them extra time. The eviction happened in the early hours of the morning, so it was about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I remember a Claxton horn, the type of horn you use at a football match, and it was really ear-piercing. It was just very atmospheric.
It was the darkest night I've ever seen. It was absolutely pitch black, and it was raining. And someone got up and said, "We've spotted them down the road, the police are coming." And so the people linked arms, and it was wet and raining. And then there's just van after van of black police cars.
The way you treat yourselves, and the way you treat other people, the way you treat the things you find around you. Does it come from love?
They are raping our land, they are raping England. We have enough roads already. We need trees. We need trees. Local residents, we want to make sure that this tree is not removed. Do not be persuaded by the people who will tell you that these are professional activists. They are not.
They try to kill now. They try to kill now.
Outrageous! Disgustingly outrageous!
An ambulance here.
What's the name?
I collected 3 nuts from the horse chestnut. It was a horse chestnut, 3 seeds. Now I got knot cuts to grow them on. I went to the City of London and said to the City of London, can they be put somewhere? Because George Green is part of it being forest. No. So eventually we come to an agreement where they're put in a secret location. Now those 3 chestnut trees still exist. They grow, they live. They're a living embodiment of the M11. So the tree, people may think the tree's gone. The tree ain't gone. The tree is out there.
I think it's this mixture of creativity and audacity. The sheer creativity of managing to argue that a tree house is a dwelling was just like... But it was that sort of audacity. And then, as I say, continuing on when we go into Claremont Road, the sheer creativity of how everything that was done on that street was both artistic and defensive.
In the street, it got more and more mad and crazy. Mick lived on the street, and he was kind of an artist and real East End character as well. And he said they're not getting away with this. He wanted to show what they were losing. So they went in and said, we're going to bring all that stuff out, all the furniture and stuff that was left in the house, bring it out, put it in the street, see what we're losing. So he made these little rooms in the street. And it got more and more decorated and galloping horses over the ruin.
Eventually Claremont Road got closed off at each end by us, and it became this little open community with houses. And some of the houses got knocked through, some just through the attics and some sort of underground tunnels, and it was all very informal and free. Adventure playground really for adults and misfits.
You can imagine there's a whole diverse group of people ranging from what you would call stage citizens to...
environmentalists,
druggies,
local citizens,
psychos, nutters, everything. But they all come together, and that's another thing that the government wet itself about.
Yeah.
Because it was always saying, just like today, they're the other side, oh, don't trust them, all them, whoever them are. But no, they all come together.
It's quite beautiful in a way. I mean, for me, it was very much like falling in love. I've said this before, but it's kind of like I was quite bowled over by how cool it was, and the sense of a kind of authentic form of community, and it's got that sort of edge, oppositional edge of being against lies and corruption of the wider world. So I was a pushover. I thought, this is amazing. It's beautiful.
For me, certainly, there were moments when walking down Claremont Road in a pair of dungarees with a scaff pole on my shoulder or whatever, and there's like kids and dogs and people playing music, and I remember literally for the first time in my life feeling really at home and feeling like I really belong here.
We'd had several false alerts. When the one came that was the real one, we absolutely knew it was the real one, and we were able to say, this is red alert, drop everything.
Never break this. You'll never break the M11 spirit. Alright, so there's a road there. So what? Ain't broke us. There's still the trees, symbols of the M11. There's still people out there, symbols of the M11. There was a community spirit. Yeah, it scattered us to the seven winds. You won't break us. It was something which you had to be there to live through it. I don't think you can ever convey it to people. Perhaps a hint of it. You had to be there to do it. Perhaps I should say finally, if there's a road protest near you, join it. You'll have fun.